Welcome to the Business of Travel, the official podcast of the Global Business Travel Association. I'm Daniel Norris, a member of the Accommodation Committee and Regional Director at eHotel, and I'll be your host for today's fast-paced episode, Personalising the Business Travel Journey, 5 key trends you need to know. I'm delighted to have a wonderful panel to share their insights on this important conversation. Joining us today is Angela Batchelor, Juliet, Howie, and Joe Westlake. Now, why personalisation and why now? Let's be honest, business travellers today are expecting more. They want their corporate travel experience to mirror the ease and relevance they get in their personal lives. Whether it's booking a hotel, checking in, or claiming expenses, travellers want to feel recognised, supported, and in control. And it's not just about the traveller. For buyers, TMCs, and suppliers, personalisation helps drive better compliance, stronger satisfaction, and even commercial gains, from smarter booking flows to targeted loyalty programs. In this session, we're going to follow the traveller's journey across 5 key phases, from pre-trip to post-trip, highlighting where personalisation can make a real difference and how you can start applying it in your program. Let's dive into these trends, and we'll start with Andrea, who will share her insights on the pre-trip phase. Andrea, tell us more.
Thank you, Dan. Firstly, I don't think as yet personalisation during the pre-trip phase is as good as it can be, as most travel profile tools used by the majority of us capture only a small amount of data. I do feel that if right, we would bring improvements to our programs. However, we need a little bit more information stored against our travellers in order to make a streamlined booking and pre-trip process across all platforms and into our properties. We would all like to get to a position where recommendations are made and itineraries produced within a few clicks by writing a few words about your trip or chatting with an AI-driven agent. However, this will only be effective if the profiles used have all the necessary information stored and can talk to the various booking platforms and write all the way through to the different systems that make up the complex travel ecosystem. As a travel manager, compliance to our preferred program is key. With a mandated program, it is difficult to adhere to all of our preferences of a traveller, as we wouldn't want them all being able to stay in their favourite hotel all the time, as this could result in missed saving opportunities. That said, I recognise that other companies may have a more flexible policy or more traveller-centric culture. With a personalised profile, a property should know exactly which floor to allocate a traveller, what they like to have in their room on arrival. Today, we have regular travellers going to the same property every single week, and still the basic information is asked at check-in every single time. By having key information at the pre-trip phase, it will lead to improved productivity for those bookers in our organisation as well, as they not only need to then let the hotel know all the information on arrival, the hotel will already know that that particular traveller needs to have a bottle of water in their room, for instance. Personalisation, as I said, in the pre-trip phase is one of those areas which I feel needs further development in order to make the travel booking as easy as possible and improve our travellers' satisfaction. At the moment, we can have some information stored in the profile, but this isn't enough and doesn't always result in great customer experience on arrival, sadly.
Wow, thank you. Great start, Andrea. That's really insightful and kind of give us a good insight into that pre-trip phase. Let's now go to Juliet. Juliet, help us understand more about the pre-arrival phase, please.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. And to support Andrea's points below, I'm just going to talk about a few examples of how we can improve the pre-arrival personalisation. So number one, the traveller, some of the experiences. They can be anything from choosing room types, pillow types, room temperatures, and even preferred music. For longer staying guests, options could include grocery baskets, destination guide, pet packs, and wellness apps. For the supplier, knowing the guest preferences in advance also helps streamline the arrival process in frontline staff and housekeeping, enabling the hotel departments to be proactive. There is also an opportunity to upsell, for example, i.e. city tours or food and beverage options. These results in additional revenue, for example, prepaid minibar purchases, spa bookings, or upgrade options that can lead to earlier revenue collections for the supplier and hence forecasting accuracy. And then finally, the third-party TMC and tech provider, which vendors can support by offering platforms and personalization systems with a plug-and-play tools, enabling travelers to set preferences using data and personal choices. In addition, the use of AI is also increasing on traveler searches, and the agents and platforms need to ensure they have the supported AI systems in place, which can include chatbots and virtual assistants. To summarise, it's very easy to set the pre-arrival personalisation. However, to Andrea's point previously, the data needs to work for the travel managed programmes as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Juliet. That's really useful to understand. And we're actually going to stay with you, Juliet, to understand more about the room preferences and environment.
Yes, very important. Yeah, thanks, Dan. So for the room, the personalisation during the trip, some of the following points are really important. So smart room technology, providing options to adjust room settings like temperature, lighting, and entertainment systems based on the guest choices. Dynamic service adjustments. This means staff can be alerted to guest preferences, i.e. favourite drinks, specific room service options, and proactively offer personalised service. Concierge recommendations, which can be local activities, restaurants, experiences tailored to the guest's interests that can even be found on social media activity, like Instagram, for example. And tailored communications, accommodation providers can determine the best way to communicate with guests, e.g. via text, email, or even in-app notifications. Feedback loops, and what I mean by that is guest surveys, which can analyse guest feedback in real time to make immediate adjustments to services or amenities based on satisfaction levels. Mobile apps. A guest can use mobile apps to communicate preferences, request services, or provide feedback. All of these can be communicated using predictive data and reporting. So, what are the benefits of having this personalisation? Increased guest satisfaction. Personalised experiences lead to a more enjoyable and memorable stay, enhancing overall satisfaction. Higher booking rates. Guests are more likely to book with accommodation providers that offer personalised experiences, especially if they're returning guests. Increased revenue. Personalised recommendations and offers can lead to increased spending on additional services and amenities. Stronger guest loyalty. Personalised interactions foster a sense of connection and make guests feel valued, leading to repeat visits and stronger loyalty. And finally, improved efficiency. AI-powered personalisation can optimise resource allocation, streamline operations, and improve overall efficiency. So, in essence, personalisation is about using data and technology to create a truly unique and satisfying experience for each guest, turning generic accommodation stays into memorable and personalised journeys.
Wonderful. Thank you, Juliet. Again, really great insights, and appreciate the summary at the end of how it can be of a benefit. Let's now move to Joe. Joe, could you help us understand more about personalisation and what it means in terms of loyalty programs?
Super, great. Thank you, Dan. Loyalty, it's not a one-size-fits-all. Today's business traveller isn't just looking for points towards a free night. What they're looking for is relevance and personalisation. And that's where adaptive loyalty programs are key and can be beneficial all around. Many loyalty programs are designed to personalise rewards for the business traveller, offering perks that go far beyond the traditional. Imagine a traveller who values early check-in after a red-eye flight, or a wellness credit to recharge between meetings. Maybe they need access to a meeting room more than a minibar. Think early check-ins, late check-outs, welcome drinks and amenities, room upgrade, flexible point redemption, and access to lounges. For frequent travellers, these perks are not just nice to have, they are essential productivity enablers, significant contributors to the well-being of the traveller whilst they're out on the road. Adaptive loyalty perks are about personalisation, personalising rewards to match the real need of the business travellers, making loyalty feel like less of a gimmick and more of a genuine, valuable benefit. For suppliers, this is a golden opportunity. By offering tailored perks, they drive bookings and they build repeat business and, of course, brand awareness. For the corporate buyers and the TMCs, it opens the door to negotiating enhanced loyalty tiers for the travellers, adding value to the programme without necessarily increasing spend. A simplified rate structure with loyalty at its heart can powerfully incentivise booking behaviours and deliver financial tangible benefits. Of course, sometimes there can be challenges. We need to balance individual loyalty with the corporate travel policy. Let's not forget about content in booking tools. If loyalty perks are only triggered when booked via specific rate codes, there is a risk of driving up costs just to earn points. However, that's why content in booking tools must be optimised to reflect loyalty benefits transparently, ensuring easy access and clear value. The ultimate key is alignment between traveller expectations, supplier offerings, and the corporate client strategy. When it's done right, adaptive loyalty isn't just a perk, it's a rewarding partnership.
Super, really great. Thank you, Joe. So here we are at the post-trip part of the journey. What does personalisation mean here? Personalisation doesn't stop once the traveller checks in. In fact, for many corporates, this is where the real operational value kicks in. Personalised invoicing and reporting is all about aligning the travel spend data with how your company actually works, be it by cost centre, client code, or even sustainability goals. For a travel buyer's perspective, the big win is reconciliation. You save hours of manual admin by having invoices that are automatically formatted, reconciled, and feed directly into your finance systems. For TMCs and technology platforms, it's a chance to offer genuine added value through enhanced data, automated VAT tax recovery, and multi-market billing compliance. And, of course, importantly for the traveller, it removes friction post-trip. No more chasing receipts or submitted expenses manually. It's all digitalized and dealt with behind the scenes. As an example, in my role today, we've seen that when companies standardize invoice formats and align reporting to business KPIs, it not only boosts adoption of preferred channels, but also improves return on investment on the entire travel program. The challenge, making sure all systems, online booking tools, payment providers, suppliers can talk to each other. But when they do, the results are very powerful. Less admin, more control, and better insight into travel spend. So that rounds off nicely our personalization journey. We've walked through the traveler's journey from profile-driven booking and pre-arrival setup to in-stay personalization, loyalty perks, and now post-trip reporting. What ties it all together is this. Personalization isn't about luxury anymore. It's a driver of value, trust, and performance. Whether you're a buyer looking to boost compliance, a TMC aiming to differentiate, or a supplier enhancing guest experience, there's an opportunity to personalize at every stage. Here are 3 questions to reflect on this. Number 1, where can you make the biggest personalization impact today? Pre-trip, in-stay, or post-trip? Number 2, are your systems and partners set up to support these experiences? And importantly, how can personalization drive both satisfaction and savings? Thanks for joining us today. And if you're curious to see these trends in action, don't hesitate to reach out or contact us after the session. You have been listening to the Business of Travel, the official podcast of the Global Business Travel Association. For more information about GBTA and its works, visit gbta.org. And be sure to rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, thank you for listening.